Hey, what's good, friends, Texans, and Lubbockites? I'm going to start this show off by saying thank you for blessing this publication with 1 year of your eyes, ears, and eager participation. Yes, that's right. This is our 1 year anniversary. September 11th, 2023, we started this publication, and we chose that date because the Southwest Digest, originally published by Mr. T.J. Patterson and Mr. Eddie Richardson, started their magazine on September 11th. And I know that's kind of a weird date, in recent history, but at that time it had nothing to do. So we trying to reclaim that date and make it a good thing. Keep moving on, you know what I'm saying? Not get mired in the past. So anyway, we want to thank you for a year, 1 year of your support. We couldn't do it without you. And I want y'all to know too, y'all can hit us up and let us know what you'd like to see or hear more of. Now, as usual, this week, I've been surveying the news with the measured sense of hope, anger, disbelief, and jaundice that only a retired intelligence professional can muster. After doing so, I can honestly say several things. First, we are very lucky to live in Lubbock, Texas, USA. While other cities are being infiltrated by ultra-violent Venezuelan prison gangs like Tren de Aragua, here in the LBK, one of the most controversial things we have to contend with is who's going to pay for it if the sewer line that runs from your house to the alley breaks. And while our city manager seems to be unbelievably on the ball and on top of things, the city manager of Springfield, Illinois, is begging the federal government for help with illegal aliens overrunning his city. Now, Springfield was until recently a small town of about 60,000 people, but their population has increased to 80,000 people in the last couple of years, 3 or 4 years, because somebody arranged for 20,000 Haitians to be funneled into their city, getting secret jobs, as I understand it. Jobs that aren't advertised to everybody else, but jobs that are advertised for illegal migrants, illegal aliens. There are reports from citizens that Haitian men who don't even speak English are actually eating the half-tamed ducks from the local parks. Can y'all imagine that? Like, you go down to McKenzie Park and it's some dudes that don't even speak English at all, snatching up the ducks and swans down there, cutting their heads off right there on the spot. Now, if we're to believe these news reports, that's what's going on in Springfield, Illinois. And although here in Lubbock we are not immune to gun crime, there's been, there was a mass shooting last week, I think it was, over there in Georgia. Bunch of other craziness going on, and we're not immune to that here in Lubbock, but I still thank God that we have never had to deal with any kind of mass public shooting. Perhaps the crazy, evil people who perpetrate these heinous acts know that many of us go armed and are ready to help stop them in their tracks if they get out of line. And even though people say there's nothing to do here, we constantly find cool stuff to get into. Plus, we Lubbockites are salt of the earth folks. I remember when we first got home a couple years ago, actually about 3 years ago now, I used to marvel at the sight of people of all races, stations, ranks, and walks of life holding doors open for other people and saying, sir and ma'am and thank you and please. I've regularly seen good manners exhibited by everyone from the dirtiest, sweatiest working man on up to the most genteel Texas bluebonnet out there. Other places I've been, well, not so much. Now, I ain't saying LBK is perfect. The LBK is not perfect, but I personally feel, for example, that a lot of y'all drive too slow. So we're not perfect. Y'all be chilling out there in your cowboy Cadillacs and your old school slabs, taking 45 minutes to make a right-hand turn. But hey, you know what? I probably just picked up some bad habits from some of the other places that I've sojourned. But I tell you what, since we've been home, I've been able to reconnect with family and old friends, and I've been blessed to make many new friends and acquaintances. I now count all kinds of artists, community leaders, returning citizens, ministers, home builders, PhDs, political leaders, and just plain old folks as being my people. And by the way, being my people ain't got nothing to do with race, color, creed, or any of that other bullcorn they want us to be worried about. My people, like so many Lubbockites, are movers and doers, sinners and saints. We all have our issues, but the only things that really count to me is whether or not you do what you say you're going to do. And do you have skills and talents that you readily share with people who can use them? And are you cool and funny? And are you down to earth and honest? Well, if so, please know that I count you as being among my people. And I hope you feel the same about us here at the Focus LBK show. And you know what else? Even if you ain't cool like that, well, I hope your sewer line break. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. I don't wish that on nobody. That's like 1,000 bones or something, man. I don't wish that on nobody. That's right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It is time to Focus LBK. This is your brother, Robert Jenkins, coming to you with Season 2, Episode 53 of the Focus LBK show. When I say Season 2, as I mentioned at the top of the show in the monologue, that means this is our 1-year anniversary. We've been doing this since September 11th of last year. And man, we really do thank y'all for sticking with us and helping us do what it do, helping us make it do what it do. It's been a pleasure, man. We've been out there moving and grooving and taking pictures and doing interviews and doing recap videos of all the movers and doers and people in general who just make up this LBK community. This Lubbock, Texas, USA. Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure. It really has. And I ain't gonna lie. This ain't no pity party, but it's been a lot of hard work. We've been moving and grooving, man. You can't tell because I ain't got no gray hair or nothing, but man, I ain't no spraying chicken. And getting out there, man, moving and grooving like we've been doing, that takes a little doing. It ain't something that just comes to you naturally. You know what I'm saying? You got to be every weekend out somewhere. It's no rest for the weary, as they say. But you know what? Like I say, we ain't complaining about it. It's been it has been a blessing. Been a blessing to be able to do this. And when we were doing our history, studying our history, when we first got back and we was looking at TJ Patterson and Eddie Richardson and how they did the original Southwest Digest, and we took a great deal of inspiration from that. And I told myself, I say, self, well, if you start this, they did their thing for 40 years or something like that. So if you start doing this, man, you got to do this for 40 years. Now, I'm a middle-aged man, so 40 years means I might be about 90. But hey, that's all right. I feel like I'll still be moving and grooving, especially with y'all's support. Thank you again, LBK, for keeping us uplifted and keeping us going, man. Always being down to roll with us and talk to us and take pictures and do interviews with us. We appreciate it. So anyway, you know what we finna get into right now is what's going on. I keep looking right here. Hopefully y'all can tell I need to be looking right here. It look better when I look right here, don't it? So what we're going to be talking about, what's going on, we're going to kick off the show. At the end of this show, we're going to have an interview with two very special ladies who run the Fiestas Patrias event. So it's only fitting that we kick off the show and let you know that the 2024 Fiestas Patrias are gonna happen. That's the like, how would you translate that as the parties of your country, the parties of your homeland? You know what I'm saying? Celebrations of your homeland, I guess you would say. Saturday, September 14th. I don't know how you translate it exactly, but it's gonna be fun. You translate it into fun because Saturday, September 14th, they got the Fiestas Patrias. 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Buddy Holly Park off of North University. At the gazebo area, it's going to be music and food. It's going to be a parade. Okay, here we go again. The parade. Man, this is little. Let me see. Can I click on this? Come on, get bigger. Get bigger. There you go. Okay, it's not much bigger. But the parade information is that they're going to line up at First Baptist Church at 9 a.m. The parade is going to start at 10. The route is going to head up Broadway, just like the Veterans Day Parade. I'm looking at this little old bitty. Oh, yeah. Check it out. Cash prizes will be awarded for groups who best represent the theme. And the theme is Creadores de Historia. That is, creators of history. By the way, it's going to be a barbecue competition. No. I'm sorry. It's not a barbecue competition. It's a barbacoa competition. It's a little difference. It's a difference. It's a meaningful difference. So they're going to be a barbacoa competition. Once again, Saturday, September 14th, 2024, the Fiestas Patrias. And the parade and the 11 a.m. to 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. is Buddy Holly Park. They're going to have food trucks. They're going to have music. They're going to have everything. Vendors, I'm sure. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Be there or be square. We will be there. Lord say the same. God willing, and the creek don't rise. What else we got, Chow? Moving on down the line. There Goes My Baby by Benny King and the Drifters. Oh, yeah. So we got the 4th annual Catholic Charities Family Fall Festival, or it says Family Fall Fest, the 3 F's Family Fall Fest. If that was a gang sign, I don't know how you would. Anyway, I don't know how you would throw 3 F's. It's not a gang. It's a Catholic church. No, it's the Catholic Charities, 4th annual Catholic Charities Family Fall Fest. That's going to be 6 to 8 p.m. Friday, October 25th. Little ways in the future. You got a minute. It's going to be at 1505 34th Street at the Resale Center. From your home, helping others. Go peep that eye. Free resources, games, candy, costumes encouraged. If you need to know something, contact Candace. Such a sweet name. Contact Candace at 806-765-8475. Extension 165. That's 806-765-8475. Extension 165. Or Candace at cclubbock.org. Candace at cclubbock.org. There's some other contact information on here. So if you missed what I said, y'all know. Just look right down here. It's going to be in the show notes. That's the Family Fall Fest by the 4th annual Catholic Charities presents the Family Fall Fest, 6 to 8 p.m. Friday, October 25th, 2024. Check that flyer out right down there. I was cracking up last week when I read this one. The Oddities Art Market with that is hilarious, man. I'm still about to crack up. With Baba Yaga. Y'all know who Baba Yaga is. That's like a Russian boogeyman, the witch, some kind of Russian witch or something, if I'm not mistaken. That's what the flyer got a picture of. It's a house with chicken legs. A house with chicken legs. And what a good flyer. What an appropriate flyer for something called the Oddities Art Market. That's the Oddities Art Market. September 28th, 2024. 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's going to be 35 local artists, food trucks, performers, and it's going to be at the CASP 5GJ Gallery. I don't know why that looks so odd to me. I'm not 100% sure. It looked like it's a CASP 5GJ. Hold on a second. Let me look at this real quick. I think it says CASP 5GJ Gallery. I'm not familiar with that, so when you see it written out, it looks odd. But CASP 5GJ Gallery, 1106 5th Street. That's 1106 5th Street. This is the Oddities Art Market, September 28th, 2024, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Food trucks, artists, performers, all that good stuff. It's gonna be odd. The Odd Squad coming up on a little sooner than that. September 20th, Friday, September 20th. Navigating your career experience at 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Texas Tech Club. Texas Tech Club, 550 University Avenue. It's going to be a talent talk panel. It's going to be Career Connect series. It's going to be networking opportunities. Look, there's going to be a possibility for internships and mentor students to provide invaluable real-world experience. Share your success story by joining our panel. Participate in student panels and events to offer your guidance and help build meaningful connections. It's just real good. It's a networking opportunity. Join us for the next Next Up, Navigating Your Career Experience Conference, Friday, September 20th, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., Texas Tech Club, 550 University. 550 what? Scrolling on down. Oh, check it out. Y'all heard of Leon Bridges? Y'all know that brother that's real soulful. He's a blues cat, man. Man, this cat, I think he based in Austin, I want to say. Dude, he be jamming. He finna be right here at the Buddy Holly Hall. Can you believe it? October 7th at the Buddy Holly Hall in Lubbock with Hermanos Gutierrez, I think, opening the show. It's going to be Leon Bridges, Texas Tour. Leon Bridges, the Texas Tour with Hermanos Gutierrez. Monday, October 7th, 2024. Doors open 6:30. Show starts at 7:30. Helen DeWitt Jones Theatre. Man, me and lovely wife gonna have to peep that ad. I like my man Leon Bridges. He be jamming like a mug. I got some other stuff. Y'all know I got to scroll through and try to see these little. Oh yeah, check it out. This ain't little. The Rotary Club of Metropolitan Lubbock presents its 7th annual Oktoberfest, Friday, October 4th, from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Texas Tech University Fraser Alumni Pavilion, 2680 Drive of Champions. Of course, it's a benefit fundraiser that benefits Lubbock Meals on Wheels. So, of course, it's $50 a person. It includes German food, an open bar with beer and wine, a live German band, a large silent auction, a beer stein lifting contest, and more. Boy, they better not have had nothing like this when I was a young man. I lift a beer stein like a mug. And drain it too. You can fill it up with a gas. I'll be like, boy, don't get me started. Tickets are available at Lubbock Meals on Wheels, 2304 34th Street, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Or you can just go to Oktoberfest Tickets. Seating is limited, so get your tickets early. You got questions? Call 817-721-9729. By the way, online ticket sales end at noon on Wednesday, October 2nd. So if you're going to get in, better get in like you mean it. That's the Oktoberfest. Yeah. And then, what else we got here? This right here, let me see. This is like a big rock concert. I'm scrolling down to it slowly. It say live at the Lumberyard, Rock the Yard Canyon. They're going to have Queensryche. They're going to have Stephen Percy with Rat. They're going to have Slaughter. They're going to have Stephen Alder. September 14th, Saturday, September 14th at 7 p.m. Canyon, Texas. Doors open at 5:30. Showtimes at 7. Check out www.thelumberyardcanyon.com. All my rock and roll fans out there, you know what I'm saying? It looks like some hard rock too. Queensryche, Slaughter, Rat. Yeah. I can't say any of those are on my playlist at the moment, but I remember some of them groups from back in the 80s. Live at the Lumberyard, Rock the Yard, Canyon, Queensryche, Stephen Percy of Rat, Slaughter, Steven Adler Band, Saturday, September 14th. Get them tickets at www.thelumberyardcanyon.com. That sounds real good. Man, there is a lot of things going on in Lubbock, as usual. You people out there that keep saying it ain't nothing to do in Lubbock. Well, that's because you may not know where to look. So we encourage y'all to look right here. That's why we always do this. Let's see. At this point, I think we have gone over what we're going to go over. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to two very special ladies. One of them is the daughter of the late publisher of the El Editor magazine, Vidal Agüero. They have formed an organization called Fiestas Patrias, and they are putting on all the fiesta stuff this weekend, Saturday the 14th. Get out there, man. Be there or be square. And even if you is square, still try to be there. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, we're going to kick it into our in-studio guest interview. What's going on, LBK? It's Robert Jenkins coming to you with another episode of the Focus LBK show. It's a little bit warm in here. As always, I think that's because we're in a former brick factory. But we ain't going to let that stop us because we have two special guests in studio today. We have Raquel Gonzales and Zenaid Aguero Reyes from the Fiestas del Llano organization, and they are putting on the Fiestas Patrias celebration coming up for Hispanic Heritage Month. And I believe the actual celebrations are going to start on September 14th, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, I tell you what, please introduce yourselves again to the camera so that everybody will know who is who. And also, please get into what are the Fiestas Patrias? Whoever would like to take it. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm Zenaid Agüero Reyes. I'm the president of Fiestas del Llano.
I'm Raquel Gonzales, and I help out with Fiestas del Llano.
Okay. What is the mission? No, you know what? Let's not get into the mission first. First of all, let's define what we're talking about.
Okay.
What is or what are the Fiestas Patrias?
So Fiestas Patrias is a celebration of 16 de septiembre, which is the 16th of September. And what that signifies is the independence that Mexico fought against Spain. So it is the major independence war against Spain that they've had to fight for their independence. So a lot of people get the two dates confused in September and in May. And September is the actual independence from Spain, which they gained their independence. The other one was just a battle that they fought.
So Cinco de Mayo is the battle.
Yeah, it was a battle that was not even significant in the sense of independence, if that makes sense.
Well, that's how history often is. How do you get something that really wasn't significant, but that's the thing that everybody knows?
Yes.
How does that work?
I have my own theory. I don't.
Tell us. That's what we're here for. Please.
It is very Americanized. According to what I've seen or heard, that what's it called? A beer company heard of it and just ran with it and just celebrated it, and so then it became very Americanized. Because Mexico doesn't even celebrate it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it is very Americanized, I believe. I don't know if you have a theory or not, but...
No, it's just Americanized. It's just something to do in May, I guess. And September's a little crammed with other things.
Well, that sounds about right for this country. Like,
Yes.
hey, it's a chance to sell beer.
Yes.
So let's make a holiday out of something that may or may not even be important.
Yes.
However, I think the whole celebration is of immense importance. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Mr. Vidal Agüero, is it Agüero?
Agüero.
Agüero.
Yes.
Vidal Agüero is the person who kind of got the ball rolling. And for those who don't know, Mr. Agüero is the founder of El Editor. He's also, they just did a lot of stuff. They did the Ballet Folklorico Azatlan. They did a thing called the Menudazo, which I think was part of that celebration. So he's been a huge factor in Latino culture here in Lubbock and the South Plains. Can y'all, whoever would like to take this, please elaborate a little bit on like how and why did Mr. Agüero, where did he get this idea?
So I believe there was several people that were involved with trying to organize Fiestas Patrias. It started, with churches celebrating. They also felt as though that because of the discrimination and racial partiality that they were having, they needed a sense of celebration for themselves. So a lot of people within the barrio, which is the neighborhood of different neighborhoods that Mexican American were in, they got together and they wanted to form some type of celebration. He wasn't the founder of Fiestas del Llano.
Okay.
He was one of the members of the board that helped try to organize Fiestas Patrias. So it evolved. Like, it used to be at the churches, because several churches would have them. And then it would go to the park and it would go inside because many different things would happen. The rain, different circumstances that would cause the direction of the event, like going inside or staying outside. And a lot of people, obviously, whenever you get a group of people that have different thoughts and ideas, you start having division, right? And so there was a group that was partially wanting to do it outside, and there was a group that wanted to do inside. So then they finally said, okay, we need to start doing things unifyingly. Like, we need to create this thing together.
Right.
A man by the name of Gonzales was like, let's do this together. And then other people were on the same page. And one of them was my dad. So obviously it just kind of grew from there. It was created in 1986. Fiestas del Llano was created in 1986. Like I said, it evolved. You know, there wasn't an organization per se, but it was celebrated. Fiestas Patrias was celebrated in various ways.
I see. Raquel, this question is for you. It looks like the theme of this year's event is actually Creadores de Historia. Do you can you give us any insight on what made y'all come up with that name or that theme, that idea? What led to that?
Well, obviously, Fiestas Patrias is about history, right? We're celebrating the history of Mexico independence. So we want to make sure that we pay homage to the history that was there, but also we are ourselves creating history and still creating history. I mean, you have some great examples today that are doing some really amazing stuff. Like you have Aaliyah Chavez doing great stuff for not only herself and her family and her community, but for Lubbock as a whole. But then you have people who have not been celebrated who are doing great things as well. As well as we're also celebrating 100 years at St. Joseph's Catholic Church. So not everybody realizes that that church has been there for 100 years. So what does that mean to Lubbock? That means that we're creating history as well as just standing on the shoulders of people who have done great things for us to progress to where we are now. So we have to continue doing positive things and showcasing what we have and what we're going to do.
You know, it's interesting. You guys are both alluding to the fact that the church is kind of the birthplace of this whole kind of cultural movement. This whole it's the zeitgeist, the feeling, the impetus behind this thing, and of course in the Black community, that's always a. But I guess that's true in every community.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So you see, like, especially during like the 60s and 70s, you see where a lot of the political movement of what they would call Chicano movement, which is in part of the same thing as the civil rights movement, you would see that happening in churches. A lot of Baptist church and Methodist churches hosted that. But very secretly on the down low, Catholic churches would host that too, where the priest understood what was going on. So they allowed these groups to congregate in a safe space, to express their ideas, to organize, and to forward the progression of, the movement. So I think church and faith have a lot to do with the struggles of both African American and Mexican American history. So I think it's really cool that faith is always a part of that.
Did you have something you wanted to add to that?
No, I'm just saying that's perfect. I agree.
Oh,
I agree.
Yeah. And it's, I wonder, you say it, so it seemed like it was kind of a down low thing in the Catholic Church. I wonder why they weren't so overt with their support. I think a lot of it has to do with just the Catholic nature of itself. You have your own theology there. So they couldn't be too much out there. But they understood that because many of those priests, like example for here in Lubbock, there was a sect coming from Ireland, right? So they had their own experience of oppression, of revolution. So they understood what that meant and took.
So a lot of priests that were being sent over, not only here, but across America, into certain pockets where these hotbeds were happening, you could see where that they understood that, so they knew that that was going to happen. So they helped as much as they could without having to be so public, because they also didn't want to ruffle feathers, because,
Right.
you know, there's two sides to a coin, and they knew that coin. So, there was that.
Yeah, that's very interesting. It, for some reason, it makes me think of, and it's probably not really similar, but it's just bringing to mind the Underground Railroad. I know it's not at all similar, but it's just the covert nature of it, you know?
So you also see that happening, like, not only just here in Fiestas del Llano, Fiestas Patrias, what we do here, but the very premise of the Mexican Revolution is based off of a priest making the call out to say, we need to fight injustices. We are more than what they are making us. It became a class battle, because obviously during that time you had Spanish coming in, colonialism, all of that fun stuff that everybody knows. So you have the church involved in that too. They were bearing banners of Catholic saints, or idols, right?
Right.
So that way, that's how they brought in a lot of the raw to the movement. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So that is a pretty solid grounding on the history
Yes.
of these celebrations. Can you tell us, for people that might not know exactly what we're talking about, what's going to be going on? What is this thing? Fiestas del Patria. What kind of activities are there?
What are we going to do? We're going to celebrate. We will have entertainment of all genres. We're not going to just have Hispanic type genre music. We'll have entertainment. We'll have food trucks, some food vendors as well. Then we will have a children's area for the children to play around. What am I forgetting? Oh, of course, the parade. We'll start with the parade at 10 o'clock in the morning. That will run down Broadway. And then the event will start at 11. So it's just a full day of entertainment, food, and just camaraderie, and just sitting back and relaxing and celebrating. We'll have a grito, which is partly what she was kind of talking about, at 6 o'clock as well, which will be the reciting of the cry for our independence that was stated on that night.
So that goes directly into what I was getting ready to ask, the Grito de Dolores, the cry of pain. What? Give us a little bit more on that. What is that?
She was going a little bit on that, so I'll let her.
You have a priest, Father Hidalgo, who was the one that kind of started it. So he rang the bells at Our Lady of Sorrows there, which is a big cathedral there, and then from there he made a cry of essentially empowering the people there, a lot of the indigenous, as well as the lowly peasant workers, of we are better than this, essentially. We are strong, we are proud, we are more than what they are making us. And so every time he would say a line, everybody would say viva, which is live, right?
Yeah.
So that's essentially what the cry is. It's a cry of not only pain that they had at the time and still have, we still have that pain, but it was just to say, like, we've had enough. So that's essentially what that area means.
So kind of I'm picturing kind of a call and response type of thing, where the priest is saying a grievance, and they're saying viva, vive.
So like today, if you tune on to the Spanish stations during September 16th, the actual day of independence, they gather outside the big Capitol. There's a big, essentially their White House, and the president gets up there and he recites the cry, and then the entire, this massive plaza is, saying back "Viva," which is really empowering, because you have to watch it. That's my bucket list to do, is to go there and do that, but it's really empowering. And then they're ringing the bell because they want to. It's part of you want to feel and be in that moment of empowering yourself, empowering the country, and empowering what the future can hold.
I see. We talked about a little bit about, I mentioned the menudazo earlier, and I was looking at y'all's flyer, and just for everybody out there, this flyer is going to be down here in the show notes, but let me just read it to you so you'll know what's up, because you should go. I'm going to do my best to be there, because, we got to go take pictures and stuff. That's how we roll. You know how we do. But check it out. It says 2024 Fiestas Patrias Parade is September 14th, 2024. And I believe it's going to start down there at First Baptist Church at 9 a.m. And they're going to proceed east on Avenue V on Broadway.
Right. And
they're going to go up to the Civic Center parking lot. I think that sounds like a similar route to the Veterans Day Parade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so is that St. Joseph's right there? Or St. John the Baptist? What is it?
First Baptist Church.
First Baptist Church right
Yes.
there. Okay. So that parade is going to go on. And then also, what I was getting to earlier, they're going to have this, they're going to have a barbacoa cook-off. And it's going to be a prize offered. And I was looking at that, and so I thought I was confused about barbacoa. Somebody told me it was, maybe I'm remembering wrong. Is it cheek meat, or is that something else?
Cheek meat is part of it.
Okay, so it's beef. Is it beef and pork? What? Y'all school me on this. Y'all see I'm lost. Y'all just letting me hang myself over here. Y'all tell me what it is.
You're good.
There's like two ways you can look at that word, and actually what it is. So traditionally, barbacoa is head meat that they put in the pit. In the Mexican tradition, they put it in the pit, and it's a cow head, and so they scrape off all the meat, so you get all the nice little bits.
So the cheek that
the
you're
cheek,
mentioning,
the eyeball, the brain, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
There's that, right? But if you really look at it, the original word of barbacoa comes from obviously Spanish, but it was also really coined in the Bahamas or the Barbados area. So you have that influence, and that's where you get kind of the steamed effect for the food. And then you bring it to Mexico, then you put it in the ground, you just focus on cow head. But then in America, the term barbacoa really just becomes barbecue.
Yeah.
So then
Simplifying
you can open
everything
it
once
up.
again.
Then you can open it up to brisket and to things like that. But then you can, if you really want to go into it, you can be really nerdy about like each type of meat that has evolved with that word. You can. For most people, that's what it is. It's barbecue or some type of head meat. Most traditionally, it's a head meat.
So is that a new thing, or is that because I've just gotten back to Lubbock in about the past 2 years?
It is a new thing. I thought of it because of the fact that we need to bring a little bit more of it. Fiestas Patrias always evolves, and try to bring something new. So that we can have more public to attend. So we want to draw them to the celebration. So I thought, why not? Why not try a barbacoa contest? So that's why I just thought, why not?
So how long has that happened? How long have y'all done it?
This is our first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this year will be our first time doing it. So it'll be interesting.
I tell you what, if you think you got a barbacoa recipe out there, if you think you know what you're doing,
go ahead and
how much? Can I ask how much is the cash prize? Is it a prize?
It
right?
is a secret.
Oh, it's a secret.
Yes.
Well, look.
It is a cash prize, though.
If you think you got a barbacoa recipe, if you think you need a little money,
yes.
Let's see. Bring it. Right. Let's see what you can do. How many do y'all expect to sign up for that?
I would like for 25 or more, but I hope that at least 10 people, 10 people show up and try it out, because we can always grow from that.
Right. It's funny how food is such an important part of culture.
It is.
I'm a retired linguist. Used to be in the Air Force, and one of the things when I was learning Urdu back in 2009 or so, and one of the things that got me, we're sitting in Monterey, California, out there learning Urdu, brains getting fried because it's 8 hours a day of your language, and they're native professors, so pretty much from day one they're just bombarding you. Fire, we call it the fire hose, trying to drink out of a fire hose. And as we got a little more comfortable with the language and we got to a unit where we were doing food, they had a deal called, we're going to have a cookery day. And we're like, okay, cookery day. So they taught us how to make all this Urdu, all these delicacies and dishes. And before that, they were telling us what they were going to do. And one of our instructors, young guy, Mohal Sahib, what's up? He was saying, he's like, yeah, in my village, the way we know you can cook is if you can make saag ka sarson. And this is all in Urdu, so we're all, and then I was like, well, how's that? What is that song? What is that? And he goes, well, it is the leaves of the mustard plant, and it's a bread that's made out of grain. It's kind of rough, and you grind it up, and you do this and that. And I looked at him, I said, man, you talking about greens and cornbread. That is not salt kasar. It's the same thing. So that was funny that there was that much overlap in two totally different cultures. Now, of course, theirs is totally differently seasoned. But that just, again, food is like one of those things that just helps transmit and preserve culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I love that. So that's why I was so curious about that Barbacoa thing.
Yes.
And the Menudazo thing, which like thousands of people used to come to, I guess.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people. I remember that totally when I was young. Yes.
Well, that's awesome. I wanted to get into this. Zenaid, your family seems to have a really big cultural punch and influence,
Yes.
especially in Lubbock and the South Plains. And the question that I had for you was, what drives your commitment? Why does it seem to be your family that seems to have so much drive and so much like pride and so much desire to preserve?
Well, my dad, that's what he stood for. He stood for the rights of our people and wanted everyone else to know it. Not only Mexican Americans or our community, but he wanted the whole community. All of Lubbock to understand our culture. And I think that was his biggest drive, was that he wanted everyone to know. And so that's why he would create things so that people could be educated about it. He would do plays. He would write poetry, do plays, meaning that he would write plays about our culture. He had a cabrito, which is goat. And so a lot of people, whenever they get baptized in the Mexican community, they would make cabrito. And so he wrote a play about it. So that's what he did. He always wrote or just created things based off of our culture. And I guess it just got ingrained in me that, because I was always there, right? Every event that he would have, I was there. And so I don't know any different of what to do, or in the sense that it's a natural thing because I was there, I lived it, I'm still living it. And so I don't know any different. I strive to do the same in making sure that people understand and they are educated. Like with my dance group, like him and my dad and my mother were the ones that told me there's a dance group, and not knowing what dance group it was, he just put me out there. We started when I was 5 years old, and this lady, she did a little dance for us to perform at Fiestas Patrias. That was my first performance when I was 5 years old. I just did one little dance. And then at 7, they said, well, there's this lady that's from Mexico, and she's going to teach at the community center. So then I started. So I've been doing it for so long that I love doing it. And I don't know what else to do other than that.
Right.
So I think that's where it comes from. It's just been part of us, and he wanted everybody to understand it.
Raquel, I think you mentioned something about some dance being real important in how you two met, right?
Yes. So, although many people mistake us to be sisters, we're not sisters, or we're related. We're not. My brother danced with her dance group many moons ago, and I was one of the roadies. So obviously, I was carrying his stuff, making sure that it was packed, because Lord help us if something was not there.
Right.
And then I kind of just stayed around, helped, just helped. And then from there, I kind of never left the roadie gig. So I made, so now I'm just here to help and to make sure, that things are carried on. My own curiosity bug gets the best of me sometimes, because if it wasn't for her and the stuff that they've put together, I would have never known about my culture or where I could have, or where I came from, or where my family's come from. So it's a learning experience for me, and a really big honor just to be beside her. So
yeah. So listening to you guys talk, I get the feeling that y'all are some scholars. Are you guys? Do y'all have degrees in history and cultural related degrees?
I don't.
No,
I don't. I actually my BA is in psychology.
Okay.
And my MS is in my MA is in family studies, human development, family studies.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not even in the realm of culture or anything like that. But my thesis was on cultural differences of Mexican American teen girls getting pregnant. So kind of culturally, yes. You talk to her, she has a little bit more scholarly of the nerdiness of the history.
I'm just like a natural nerd, so I just love to read and all that good stuff. So I have my degrees in management, and I'm finishing up my master's in public admin. So obviously that's not history, but that's a lot of reading. That's a lot of nerd. But like I said, I have a really big appetite for just being curious. Yeah. And it's killed the cat a lot of the times. But I just like to read and go down rabbit holes. I guess, yeah. So that's why I would know a lot. Because I think that's just natural. I think that's I don't know. If you were to say like Mexican American, obviously I am, but part of it is indigenous, right? Native American. So a lot of that is storytelling. So why would I not be naturally curious and learning about more and hearing and reading and knowing as much as I can?
You know, it's funny. You mentioned the indigenous or Native American, and in my family, we allegedly have some Indian in us, and I say allegedly because it was so complicated. Oh my God, I can't even put it in a nutshell. But basically, my grandma swears up and down that her dad, Henry Parker Sr., was a red, and he was an Indian, had red skin, and I'm pretty red. So I was like, yeah, it's plausible. Then you do the 23andMe, and I've got, 60% West African, 40% like Welsh, and 0.00322 other. That's everything else combined. I say, well, I thought. Then I've got uncles and cousins that are much older, like my grandma's age, or maybe the generation after her. They swear we're Native American. I don't know. Anyway,
I think that's just the blending pot of America. I mean, there's you can make it negative or positive, however you want to look at it. I think just knowing where we come from, how we got there, where we're going to go together, I think that's the most important part for me.
Now, I'm sorry for jumping all around.
You're fine.
Y'all said something. We touched earlier on the importance of dance. And then, of course, you've got ballet folklorico. Are they going to be at the Fiestas Patrias? Are they going to be there this time?
Yes.
So that is the colorful dresses and the caballero and the doing all the
dancing,
the intricate, like kind of almost not line dancing, but it's similar to. It's like.
Well, I guess the line dancing
probably came from that.
Maybe. Well, never thought of it that way, but yeah, I mean, there's choreography in Folklorico. So Mexico has 32 states. And so each of those states have different significance and different costumes and different songs and steps and all the things. So, I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot.
Right.
So we'll be doing a few of the states there on Fiestas Patrias. Yeah. We dance at 11. So.
Okay. And are you guys going to be at the Patterson Library event on, what is that, the 7th, September 7th?
Yes.
So I know we're trying to get that stage arranged out there for you guys and trying to get some shade. That's what we're trying to do. Put that stage in some shade.
Yes.
Yeah. Years ago, before I left and pursued my little military career, I used to know a young lady, and she belonged to a dance troupe, and I believe they danced Jalisco.
Yes. So almost all folklorico groups dance the state of Jalisco. That is the most known of all folklorico, because it's where the mariachi is, or the sound of mariachi.
Yeah.
And so everybody knows what mariachi is, and so Jalisco is most known. That's a state. It's not necessarily a dance. It's just a state. Yeah. But
yeah. Are you guys familiar with Mariachi Azteca?
Yes.
Yeah, so I do a podcast for the city of Lubbock called LBK Rhythm and Roots, and we had them on last
nice.
season, and they were pretty awesome.
Yes.
It's amazing. They get a lot of sound. I think it's 4 dudes. I'm like, man, how y'all get all that sound out of 4 dudes?
They're pretty good.
Yeah. Are they on the lineup anywhere?
No, there is a mariachi, but it's not Azteca. Yes.
Okay. So just before we close out, give us a rundown of what we can expect to see at this these Fiestas Patrias.
So 10 o'clock is the parade. Then we'll lead into the Buddy Holly Park. Go to at 11. Everything will start. It'll be on the gazebo area, which is on the south side of the lake. You have to kind of think about it in your brain which direction it is. On the south side of the lake of Buddy Holly Park, off of North University and Cesar Drive. And it'll go on until 8. And food trucks, entertainment. They're about an hour-ish long, each entertainment band. But yeah, come out and have a good time. It's all free. Everything's free, except, you have to buy your food. But but the event itself is free. Yeah.
And it goes on till 8. So what, about 9 to 8, basically, I think. That sounds awesome. Like I said, LBK, we're going to always call us the Focus LBK crew, like it's like a whole group of us. As you can see, it's me and Mr. Nugent and my wife.
Yes.
But we will be out there if at all possible. We're going to swoop through the crowd, maybe get some interviews, maybe do a little video, maybe do, photography. You know how we like to do it. The things we like to do, we try to translate them into something that's culturally relevant, hopefully entertaining and educational. I don't know how well we succeed at that, but we try. And Raquel and Zenaid, I would like to thank you guys for coming on the show. Before we close out, is there anything that I might have didn't ask, but I should have, or something else you want to leave the audience with as we close out, or please let us know.
No, I think
visit our page. Yeah, you'll get to see the forms for the.
Yes, you'll see forms for the parade as well as the barbacoa contest. So that way, visit our page. And of course, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe.
Yeah, no, you gotta say that.
Click the button down below.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man, that's funny. You got it. If you don't say that, man, you're remiss. You're like, you don't know what you do. I don't know what I'm doing. I got to tell people, so all of the things that they're talking about, all these flyers and stuff like that, you know how we'll put them down here. See, I got it down here. We'll put them down here in the show notes, and it'll have all the QR codes and all the links and all that stuff too. So, all right, LBK, you can't say you didn't know, and don't act like you don't want to go, because you know you do. We'll be there. We'll see you. Be there or be square. Thanks for tuning in. This is Robert Jenkins, and really glad y'all tuned in, and I hope y'all had as good a time as I did learning about the Fiestas Patrias. And with that, we're going to bid y'all 2 digits and say we'll see y'all out there. All right. Peace.